is called Realities of Life.
Okay.
And so the title is exactly what it says. Um, so it encompasses a little bit of everything that we as human beings experience in our lives. A dream is like a stream flowing within your memory. You have to keep it while it's moving in the right direction, like a wave of a tide coming in, or staying alive until it reaches its final destination of rest.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're here with author, poet, speaker, and actress Wanda Muir Oliver. Welcome, Wanda. I understand you have a new book, Realities of Life. But before we get into this wonderful book you've written, let's help our viewers get to know about you and the many hats that you wear. So, Wanda, let's talk a little bit about your childhood. Where'd you grow up?
Oh, I grew up in Philadelphia, the city known as brotherly love. And there's so much history there. Betsy Ross, the first woman to be known to make the American flag. Uh, the Constitution, our Declaration of Independence, was a big part of that. Our Liberty Bell is there.
Wow, okay.
And then we're also known for the big Shiners Parade, and everybody loves a Philly cheesesteak. When they come to Philadelphia, they have to have a cheesesteak.
Absolutely.
And one of those big mustard salted pretzels. That's a popular thing in Philadelphia. But I grew up with my mother, my father, two sisters, and a dog. I do remember one particular time my mother had cooked a roast, and the dog jumped on the table and got the roast. And my mother cooked that roast for a couple of hours. And boy, was that dog.
Is that what did the dog live?
That dog never got near that table again. When my mom got finished with that dog, he knew not to jump up on the table and get a piece of meat. But what my parents learned later in life, and I tell that in my new ebook, is that they spent money on buying vitamins for us to take. But what they didn't realize that we were feeding the dog the vitamins underneath the table. So we weren't taking the vitamins. But they didn't know that until we became an adult. And we grew up primarily in a middle class family. My father was a teacher, and he did catering at night, and sometimes he did a little business on the side. My mother was a homemaker for a while, and she made sure she would sew our clothes and send us to school looking beautiful. And then as we got older and became teenagers, she went to work, and she actually worked in the educational field for the board.
Talk a little bit about the ebook. What's the name of the ebook?
The ebook is called Realities of Life.
Okay.
And so the title is exactly what it says. So it encompasses a little bit of everything that we as human beings experience in our lives. So that's love, that's disappointments, spirituality. It deals with the community, our elders, honor and cherish. One of the persons that I honored and cherished was my Aunt Nene. And I forgot to tell you, she taught me how to play the piano. She was a piano teacher. You know, that was one of the persons I cherished, my grandmother. Because my grandmother used to sit with me and read the Daily Bread, so she poured a lot of spirituality in me as a young person, and I learned a lot from her. Right. So relationships, we learn from relationships. They're good relationships. Sometimes relationships don't work out, and we're disappointed about that. And one of the poems in my book, I talk about Mary McLeod Bethune, who my mentor wrote the foreword to my ebook or my book, and she expresses how she worked with her from day to day.
It's a lot of historical value there, then, right?
Yes, and then I talk about my mom. How my mom would be in the kitchen and she would make the homemade biscuits, and she didn't have cutters. She would take a glass, a drinking glass, and she would take the top and just make her biscuits by just twisting the glass around. And so I was amazed by that. But as a kid, we knew to stay in a kid's place.
Now, why is that important? Why is that? You mentioned to stay in the kid's place. Talk about why that's important.
I think it's a thing of respect, and we've kind of gotten away from that with this generation, but we knew that when adults were speaking to other adults and having conversations, that we were not to butt in unless we were a part of the conversation or asked to come into the conversation.
That's excellent. You have a wealth of knowledge and information and experience. Wanda, would you tell our audience how they can connect with you?
Sure. Connect with me by going to my website, WandaMuirOliver.com. That's www.WandaMuirOliver.com. I'm open to speaking engagements. Just feel free to contact me, and I would love to benefit someone or empower someone. My final thoughts are just keep dreaming, just keep empowering yourself to follow your passion and do whatever it is. Don't let someone stop you or tell you that you can't do this or give you a reason why. You're too young, you're too old, you're not old enough. If it's something that you want to do, just keep moving forward and living your dream. And I have that one poem about dream. A dream is like a stream flowing within your memory. You have to keep it while it's moving in the right direction, like a wave of a tide coming in, or staying alive until it reaches its final destination of rest. So keep that dream going and don't stop until you get it where you want it to go.
Thank you so much, Wanda.
You're welcome.